What's up, everybody? Welcome back to episode 16 of Music Elegancy by Elegancy. Today we're going to be talking about our previous concert experiences, and we're going to be finishing with Luke's most recent festival, Tree Fort 2023. It's this festival in Boise, and they just have a bunch of people. It was pretty cool. We saw a bunch of cool guys. So,
Yep.
How old were you when you went to your first concert?
Like technically I was probably like 5, but like first concert like I went to on my own will, like I actually like bought the tickets for and like went with my friends was like I was probably 14, 13. How old
Okay.
were you?
I don't know how old I was on the first one. It was definitely older than 5, but I went to see Phineas and Ferb live with my grandma, and that was
Bro,
that was freaking dope. It was so
that's
cool.
fire. Wait,
Yeah.
like was it like
It
were
was
they
like
like in
people in big
costumes
costumes. Yeah.
and they sang like the songs from the show?
Yeah, they did like goofy stuff, I think.
Did they sing that one song where like
This was
that
so long ago. I don't remember
where they,
anything.
just hear me out. Do you remember that one song where they're in like the library and
Oh,
like
I know that
they're
song.
they're trying to get the band back together and it was like the
Yeah.
drummer and the guy's like, I'm not coming back, but he's like playing the drums with like his books or whatever, and then like the entire library starts singing it. That
Yeah.
one was fire.
Something to do
Yo,
with rhythm.
yeah.
You
Oh,
got you
I
got
got
rhythm.
rhythm. I
Yeah.
got rhythm. Yeah, that's right, bro. Phineas and Ferb honestly had some slappers. Like I
They
don't
had
even
so many
like
good
like
songs, bro.
I didn't like musicals that much when I was a kid, but I always loved Phineas and Ferb, even though it's literally a musical when you think about it.
Yeah.
There's one song per episode. Well,
It's just
two
a good
technically,
musical.
but one episode consists of two episodes technically. So like two songs per episode, but no
Yeah.
one cares about that. So your first concert was Phineas and Ferb. I
Yup.
went to like I don't know. I went to some like Christian concert or something when I was like
Oh,
5 years
nice.
old, and I
That's
remember just
exciting.
like I like tapped out early because it was too loud for me. So I was just like in the car like for like 2 hours straight. I think I was just by myself. I may have been with my dad. I don't remember, but I think I was just by myself in the car.
The heck?
Yeah,
At
because it was
5?
too. Yeah, I was probably 5, maybe 4, maybe 6, somewhere in that range. I don't remember anything about it. It was just kind of a weird experience,
Was
and
it
like I don't
NF there?
know, but NF was at Logic when I was 14 years old, or 13,
Oh,
14, 13, 15, somewhere in that range. Uh, Logic was coming to Boise, Idaho, and eighth grade, seventh grade me, I don't remember exactly what age I was it had to be eighth grade now that I think about it. Maybe it was ninth actually. But I was very hype about it because, Logic, he is a lyrical spiritual miracle. So is NF, a lyrical spiritual miracle. They're very they're real rappers. And if I'm being honest, it was not that cool of a concert, especially because like I had lame seats. I guess I wasn't in
oh,
general admission. I was like literally in the seats, and it was like the stage was like right here. This is a horrible demo. You won't even know what I'm doing. The stage was like here. Okay, this is the
okay.
stage, and the seats are like here. So you're like not even facing the stage. You're like facing like the street basically. You're not facing the stage. You have to like turn
Yo.
your head like this to watch the concert. So like it was kind of lame. Sometimes I was standing up and jumping around in my little seat. But yeah, I mean, I thought it was kind of cool, but like I it definitely didn't have like that concert magic that I would get later in my life the last couple years when I've actually started going to like real concerts. It's just like Boise,
Yeah.
not a lot of good people come to Boise, and when they do, I accidentally missed them somehow, or like I just had no idea that they were actually coming. I guess.
How come I didn't go with you? Because that was during the time that I lived
Yeah,
in
you were.
Boise.
I have no clue, honestly. I think I went with Nick and Jabron. That's all I remember.
Dang.
And
Yeah, I don't even remember that.
I remember during the concert, NF, I remember he was like in a cage while he was performing, which was honestly kind of cool, like a little cool gimmick. He's in a cage, little cool set. But then Logic, I don't remember anything about his set except that he started playing Street Fighter with a fan halfway through the concert. Like he
What
had
the
like a
heck?
console, and like I think he won.
What
So
the hell?
yeah, and then Logic was also like he was like, everyone go buy my new book because he like writes books, I guess. Logic, he's known for being a very corny person, and it was definitely a corny concert. But honestly, like if Logic came back, I don't know, like I might still go honestly, like
Really?
because like I liked his like 2022 album, Vinyl Days. I liked it,
Oh
so like
yeah,
maybe it'd be worth going, but I don't know.
maybe.
That's my Logic experience. Did you go to any concerts while you were in Boise when you lived in Boise? Was it
Um,
Zilch?
I don't think I went to any. No, I've been to a few with my parents, like in
Yeah.
Massachusetts, but I don't think I went to any in Boise.
Dang.
Yeah, there's one that was cool. It's like, have you ever heard of the Blue Man Group?
Oh yeah, bro. That would be a fire concert.
Yeah, it was pretty dope. It's like tribal music, but it's really cool because basically, if you haven't heard of the Blue Man Group, it's like these. I think it's four guys, and they're
Yeah.
just completely painted in blue, and they don't say anything. They're just like super. Like after the concert, they were like in this room, and they're just like not talking and like barely moving, and you just walk up and take a picture with them. It's like they like act super awkward and stuff, but they just use hella like cool effects. Like they had paint all over the drums, so when you would hit it really hard, it would like splash up everywhere, and it's just like a mess. Like by the end of the concert, it's like super messy. There's paint and just stuff everywhere, but it was cool. They had a bunch of cool effects and stuff. I had kind of
Yeah.
crappy seats there, but it was dope.
Blue Man Group was like that was a whole thing, bro.
Was it?
Everyone wanted to see the Blue Man Group back in the day. I feel like, because like when I that they were big when I was probably like what 5, 6, 7. I remember we had a DVD of the Blue Man Group's performances or
Really?
something, and we would just watch it sometimes. And I'm just like, dang, these guys are so cool. I don't think my parents ever saw the Blue Man Group, but we still had a DVD of them. Like they were a big thing. I remember they were like, what movie? I think they're in the freaking like Smurfs movie. Like they make a
Really?
cameo appearance. Yeah, they were a big thing, and then they just kind of fell off the face of the earth. I remember like there's this show called Arrested Development. It's like a comedy show, and there's
Yeah.
this guy named Tobias. He's like really weird, and just like he's very quirky. That's a good way to put it. He's quirky, and there's an episode where he just paints himself blue. I don't think he was like trying to be. I don't remember the plot details. I should rewatch that show to understand what was happening. I think he like was like falsely accused of being in the Blue Man Group or something, and he was like mad about it or something like that. I don't know. Tobias Funke. He was a pretty funny character. But yeah, Blue Man Group. I wish I could see them. Do they still do concerts? Probably not. Like I said, I think
I
they
don't
just
know.
fell off the face of the earth.
For some reason I thought they only performed in Boston. Like I don't know why that like misconception developed in my brain, but until this podcast I thought about it and I was like that makes no sense at all.
Yeah,
I
man,
thought it was
they're
like
Boston
strictly
natives.
Boston thing.
Yeah, they're literally founded in New York. And they only perform in Boston. That would be yeah, man. Blue Man Group. I think it's 3 people, bro. They're freaky looking. I don't know if you can see that.
Yeah,
Probably
they're
not.
like they're like aliens.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
We need more people like the Blue Man Group in our world, our society today.
Yeah, they're very unique.
Yeah. After the like Logic concert, I didn't really go to another concert until like last year, like 2022, which is pretty crazy. I had like opportunities to go to concerts, but like I passed on them, which I regret, but I also don't regret. One of them is Playboy Cardi coming in like 2019, I think. It was after
Yeah.
you left. I just didn't hear about the concert until like the day before, which like really sucked. Like I
Yeah,
don't know
that
how
sucks.
I don't know how I missed out on that information, but I did. But it was kind of a dodged bullet somewhat because like knowing me, I probably would have left before Cardi even came because that concert was kind of like controversial, I guess, because Cardi's like flight got delayed. So
Oh,
he didn't show up until like 12 in the morning, like midnight. And the
dang.
concert like was supposed to start at like 8. So like people were waiting around for like hours upon hours. But eventually he came and did a little set. But my girlfriend went to that before I was dating her, and she said that she left before because like her mom accidentally got her kicked out because like
What?
her mom was like trying to like talk to the manager and like start beef with the manager or something. That's not trying to diss her mom or anything because like I would have been pissed too if I was like if I got there at 7 o'clock and now it's 11 o'clock and there's just like
Yeah,
a crappy DJ set going on for like 4 hours straight. So yeah, she didn't get to see Cardi unfortunately, but a lot of
that sucks.
my friends did, and they all have the piece of Cardi merch that just says Cardi with a little asterisk on it, and it's like apparently a really rare piece of merch. Is your fun
Oh,
fact of the day?
wait. Is that was when I was living there? Cause I remember everyone in school was wearing those shirts.
Oh really? Then it was in ninth
Yeah.
grade. Then not. I thought it was in 10th grade for some reason, but it was in ninth
Nah, it
grade.
must have been ninth.
Yep. So I guess we both missed out on that concert.
Yeah. Yeah, that sucks. I remember Shoreline Mafia was gonna come, and I almost went to that, but
Shoreline
I don't
Mafia.
think I missed out on much.
Yeah, that you would have fell asleep at that concert.
Probably.
They got the most sleepy flows imaginable. I forgot about Shoreline Mafia, bro. I had like a vendetta against them back in the day. I just hated them so much.
I know.
It's
They
just
had
because
they had some good songs.
they were just so big in Boise for literally no reason whatsoever.
Yeah,
They're called Shoreline Mafia. Where's the shore in Boise? Huh?
I know.
Like why every kid was listening to Shoreline Mafia and like they weren't that big of an artist, but like it just felt like you couldn't escape them in at East Junior High.
Yep.
And I remember there was also like a Suicide Boys concert that like I just didn't want to go to whatsoever. And I think you said you almost went to it as well. That was like the same year as Shoreline Mafia, I'm pretty sure.
I don't even remember that. I know I
Maybe I'm
used to listen to
maybe I'm
Suicide Boys back then though. So
maybe I'm tweaking. Maybe I'm tweaking actually. There's definitely a Suicide Boys concert at some point in time that I just didn't want to go to because like I don't really like Suicide Boys. They're kind of cringe to me, but I respect their influence on the underground scene.
yeah, they are kind of cringe.
Yeah. So I guess basically now we're just fast forwarding into like the modern era, like the 2020s. I think you went to a couple more concerts than me in this little section of time, like before True Fort at least. What were some of your favorite concerts of the past couple years?
Well, I went to Tyler the Creator for Call Me If You Get Lost tour, and I feel like I
Hmm.
went to another one, but I can't even remember. I think
I
it
think
might just what?
hear me out. I think you said you went to Beach House.
Oh yeah, stupid. I knew I went to another one. Yeah, I went to a beach house and Tyler the Creator, and they were both pretty dope. They
Yeah.
I'll tell you a little story about the Tyler one. Basically,
Okay.
I drove there. I drove my stepmom's car because no one wanted to drive an hour to Boston and then pick us up later at midnight. So I got to drive. Me and my girlfriend were going, and we got to the parking garage, and it was like 7 or 8 floors. And I was like, oh, let's go drive to the top floor because there's going to be a cool view. And so she was like, no, just park at the bottom. What are you, stupid? And I was like, no, it's a cool view. So I drove all the way to the top. And then the very top floor had snow on it and there were cones, so we couldn't even go. So I was like, oh, that's a waste of time. So I parked on the second to last floor. And like I didn't think anything of it until after the concert we got out and apparently everyone had parked in that parking spot. Not parking spot, like everyone who was parked in that parking garage was there for the concert. So when the concert ended, it took like I was sitting in the car for probably 30 minutes to an hour and like no one had
Jeez.
moved. Like I couldn't move at all. And then I started to get sleepy and my girlfriend was sleepy too and I was like, "Oh, you can fall asleep. I'll stay up." I did not stay up. And then next thing you know, she just screams and I'm like, "What? What's wrong?" She's like, "It's 2 a.m." and the whole garage was empty. So that was fun. And then
You
we
just
would
fell
just
asleep and
yeah,
bro, I've never heard this story. That's crazy. So
yeah,
you just fell asleep at the top of a parking garage.
yeah. It was funny because her parents were like, she had like a bunch of missed calls and stuff. And I got home and I didn't even say anything to my parents. They were like asleep. And then like the next day, I was wondering when they were gonna like ask me what time I got home, and they just didn't even care at all. I was like, "Oh, we fell asleep in the parking garage," and they're like, "Oh yeah, that happens." I'm like, "What? That's happened to you before?" Like, it's so random.
Bro,
But
that's
that
crazy.
concert was really cool. He had a lot of like, I don't know, I was gonna say special effects, but it was just like a really good set. Like he had this fake house that he was rapping in, and then there was like a boat and this car that was like moving around, and he was like in the boat, and it was like going up and down, like an actual boat. It was really dope. Oh, and also like Vince Staples, Kali Uchis, and Tizo Touchdown. They were all there too. I was
Oh,
really
that's cool.
disappointed though because he has songs with all of them and they'd never performed together. It's like they all did their own separate sets. So that was kind of lame, but it was cool.
Actually, does Vince Staples and Tyler even have a song together?
I'm
I
pretty
don't
sure
think
on
they do.
Flower Boy,
No, not on Flower Boy. You're thinking of ASAP Rocky, I think. But
maybe. Is Tyler
the
not on
only
his album anywhere?
no, he's not. But the reason
Bro,
that I'm
why'd they
being
go
a
on tour twice?
listen. The reason
Okay,
I'm
I'm
being
listening.
a nerd slash loser right now. Actually, people will know this by the time this podcast is out. But Tyler's dropping a deluxe album for "Call Me If You Get Lost," and like he showed the features the other day, and Vince Staples is a feature. So like
Oh,
technically, you're kind of right, but like also you're wrong. You know, because like
yeah.
they will have a song together. Where was the concert even at? Like you
I'm
said, it
pretty
was in
sure it was in
Boston.
Boston somewhere. I don't know which.
Was it like a stadium or was it just like a or
Uh,
like a normal concert venue? I guess.
I think
Or
it was a stadium. We
so
weren't in
like
general admission, but we didn't have bad seats either. It was average seats. We could see it all
yeah.
pretty well.
How much did it like cost? If you don't
Uh,
mind.
it was like around, like I think it was like 120 for each of us or something.
Dang, it's wicked. You know what's wicked? The Drake concert prices. Have you seen that?
No, how much are they?
It's like $500 for nosebleeds,
Jeez,
and
what's the
like for
cheapest
general,
tickets,
$500 for nosebleeds, bro.
bro? That's crazy.
And then general admission is like $2,000 just to get like trampled to death in a mosh pit. But at
That's
least you'll be close
crazy.
to Drake. Yeah.
Bro, I can't imagine being like a diehard Drake fan. That's like, yo, Drake's
Do they
coming.
exist?
They must if he's charging a thousand
Like,
dollars, bro. I can't imagine
I,
that they do though.
that's crazy, bro. I just like I know Drake fans exist, but like I just can't imagine a die-hard Drake fan. You know,
That's what
like
I'm saying. Like, yeah.
I can like imagine like a moderately like passionate Drake fan, but not a die-hard Drake fan. But maybe I'm just underrating. Like or like I just don't like hear me out. I don't understand how a woman can find Drake attractive after all the memes.
What do
Like
you mean all the memes? Like
all
saying
the
he's gay and
cartoon
stuff?
no, the cartoon memes, bro. Have you
Cartoon
seen the
memes?
cart you haven't heard those?
No.
What? Basically there's just like
I
this
don't go
whole
on
trend.
Instagram, bro.
It's this whole trend for the past probably 2 years. Basically it started out with like, yeah, Drake is a zesty light skin, you know, that's how it started. But it eventually just like completely devolved into just people saying Drake is a complete cartoon character. Like he'll start floating when he smells pie,
What the
or like
heck?
just stuff like that. Like he says like zoinks when he's scared, and just like They just turn him into a cartoon character. Like it started off with like sayings like, um, actually, like like acting like a cartoon character, saying things that they would say, and then it devolved into like literally becoming a cartoon character, which was just a crazy like it was a crazy culture moment. Honestly, I could like make a whole podcast about like how did something devolve into that, but
Yeah.
after that has happened, I don't see how anyone could find Drake like take him seriously. I guess like
Hear me
I
out.
mean, I
I have a
guess
theory.
what? I guess you could because you didn't know about the memes, but
Yeah. So basically, they're all AI cloned bots by Spotify to keep up the ruse that his streams are legit, and
oh, the
they're
Drake
all
stands.
yeah. The label just paid for a bunch of streams, and Spotify's like, oh shoot, he can't be number one on Spotify with no people in the concert, so they cloned people.
That's crazy. That could be true. But here's the thing:
Yeah,
someone's suing Ticketmaster because of how expensive the tickets are.
for Drake.
Yeah, which I don't know if like Ticketmaster is really at fault for that. I think it's like Drake, but I don't know. I'm not really a concert ticket expert or guru.
Yeah, I would think it's the people selling the tickets.
Yeah. So,
That's like
Drake,
suing Uber Eats because a restaurant has a $30 steak.
that's so true. That's so true.
But
Bro, I have Uber do you know okay, I don't do this, but I have a friend who does this. I know that literally just sounds like I do this, but I cross my heart. I don't do this.
okay,
There's a person I know that is just an insane Uber Eats scammer. Like it's just ridiculous at this point. I
what do
don't
you
think
mean,
he said that he doesn't pay for like any of his meals. He anytime he gets a meal, he says something's wrong with the order and they completely refund him.
bruh?
And he just does it over and over and over. I'm like, how do you not get in trouble or arrested? It's crazy. I guess Uber Eats doesn't really care. It's like I saw this thing about like Amazon is like there's people who do similar things where they just like pocket what they get and then they say they never got it, so then they can get another. Amazon
Yep.
is literally okay with doing that just because of how much money they make at this point or something like that. They're just like they don't care about scammers or people trying to like hustle them, which is just it's actually kind of messed up when you think about it because like that's also affecting like I guess the businesses using Amazon to sell stuff.
Yeah.
So like Amazon's not just only like screwing themselves over, but they're screwing those businesses over. But or maybe they reimburse like the company, but that's kind of a crazy tangent that's like barely even related to what we're talking about. Back to the topic at hand. I guess I'll talk about a concert I went to probably around the same time. Uh which was Charlie XCX in I think July 2022, which was at the Knitting Factory in Boise. Which, if you don't know, the Knitting Factory, like I think it's like a big brand actually that has like different concert venues all over the United States. But like in Boise, it's generally pretty small. But it was crazy how many people were in there. Like, have you ever been to the Knitting Factory? I'll ask you that first.
No, I haven't. I've heard a lot about it though.
Like that was like the first time I ever been there. Actually, maybe it was the second because I think my prom was there, and I was just like at my prom. I was like, how is a concert supposed to take place here? Because
Uh
I
huh.
swear the pit, it's so small. Like, but it can fit so many people somehow. I guess I'm just like underestimating the size of a person. But basically, at Charlie XCX, we got there like somewhat pretty early. It was a pretty fun concert, but it kind of sucked because I'm not trying to like be a hater right now, but I went with my girlfriend and then some mutual friends that I have, and my mutual friends brought their mutual friends, I guess, or didn't bring. They were just kind of generally invited, but they didn't care about Charlie XCX whatsoever, like not even
Oh,
like for
bro.
a second. And me and Peyton, my girlfriend, got there at the same time, actually way before the people who didn't care. And the people who didn't care basically cut in front of us and we're like, okay, whatever, just like one person. But they completely just killed the energy, honestly, because they just stood there. They literally were just standing there the entire concert. Like they were like waiting in line for McDonald's where everyone else is
Damn.
just like going crazy around them, but the people directly in front of us are just standing doing nothing. And like my mutual friends were going crazy, but they were like one person removed from us because of these people that just didn't care about Charlie XCX, which kind of just it just kind of soured the vibe. But I still had fun. I was
Yeah.
still moshing, and yeah, it was fun. There was like this really crazy guy though. Actually, there's two really crazy guys. There was one guy who got kicked out before the concert even started because he was like sexually harassing someone. So it sucks for him,
Nice.
I guess. And
It happens.
then your parents when you accidentally kill someone. You know, it happens. You'll get over it. But
You'll get over it.
then this other
So
guy,
the
which
guy's not dead.
this other guy was just insane. He was just throwing elbows, just dancing like, and he was just sopping wet with sweat, which was just crazy. He was just like it was like he just dived into a pool, but like a warm
Bruh.
pool that was salty. And basically, he was next to my girlfriend, and then like eventually we switched places because my girlfriend was just pissed off with this guy because he kept like rubbing his sweat all over her, and he's like, "Damn, I'm done." But like I wasn't even hating on him, honestly. Like I respected the energy. At least he like you could tell he was passionate, you know? Like you could tell he was like
Yeah.
waiting for this moment for like months. Whereas the like other people literally bought tickets last second, cut in line, and they cut in front of this guy who's like moshing, going crazy, having the time of his life. And like I kind of it was annoying. It was annoying to get sweat all over me, but like I respect it, you know. I respected the vision he had. And then afterwards,
Yeah.
after the concert, uh I walked out, went to the gas station to get some Gatorade, you know, because I was thirsty. And the guy was there, and he's like, "Yo, I messed with your shirt, bro." And I was wearing like a Bjork shirt, so like you could tell he was tapped in like that, you know, even if he was a
Bro, we
bit
should make.
cuckoo.
We need to make music elegancy business cards just for moments like that. Be like, thanks, man. Listen to my podcast.
What's crazy is I wore the same wore the same shirt to another concert that I'll talk about later, and I also got a compliment there. So like that
Dang,
shirt is like it has 100% success rate at this point.
that's dope.
But yeah, I guess I haven't even talked about the concert itself. It was so elaborate, especially for like how small the Knitting Factory is. Like you just kind of I just expected her to just come out, play some of her bangers, sing over them, you know, but like it was so elaborate. She had all these backup dancers. She switched outfits like 6 times throughout the concert. It was just crazy. And yeah, she's just it was an incredible performance, honestly. It was a once in a lifetime performance, but it just kind of sucked that some of the people around me soured the mood.
Yeah, that that sucks. I don't
Yeah,
get why
well,
people would spend money to go to a concert for someone you don't care about.
yeah, I don't get it either. Especially in like basically at the Knitting Factory, there's like two levels. There's like the just the general admission. They're all general admission, but there's like a lower level where you're right next to the stage, and then you go up like 2 stairs, and then there's a higher level where it's I guess a bit more casual, where you can just watch. You know, if you don't want to be dancing, don't want to be pushed and crap, you know, you go to the higher
Yeah,
level, which is respectable. Just go to the higher level if you don't know the artist, you know, if you don't want to dance, you know, like you don't have to know the artist as long as you're like, I guess, keeping the vibe alive. You're allowed to be down there, in my opinion. But if you're just kind of, especially if you're a big group of people all just standing there, it's just definitely a mood
yeah,
killer.
definitely.
Yeah. I was gonna say something, but I forgot. Charlie XCX concert. I don't know. Oh yeah, another thing that's annoying about Boise, not only does like rarely do like bigger artists come, but like whenever they do, like Charlie XCX, when she comes, for some reason they just never come with the openers that they usually come with, which just annoys me. Like, do you know Magdalena Bay?
No.
Oh, you don't? Okay. There's a group called Magdalena Bay, and then Ewell, who's another like artist kind of similar to Charlie XCX. We're supposed to be openers for the concert, but since it's in Boise, there was like zero openers except for like just this completely unknown person. Like every
Oh,
concert I've
dang.
gone to, like from a major tour, like the normal openers are just not there. They just skip out Boise, which is annoying.
Yeah, that sucks. I just remembered I had the opportunity to go to the Dream Gang World Tour, but
You
I
should have
I
went,
didn't.
bro.
I know, I regret it so much, but I didn't know anyone who would have gone with me.
Should have just went with
So
Abby, bro.
I know I should have. That that's what I always think about. I should have just
Yeah,
gone,
man.
even if she didn't want to go. Like just go by myself. Like
Yeah, go alone.
would have been dope. I want to see what a Drain Gang crowd is like. Like I can imagine they're either going like insane or they're all like lame nerds.
It's like both, I feel like. I feel like they're lame
Yeah,
nerds
it's
going
probably
insane,
both.
It's like a
Yeah.
lame nerd that goes insane. It's like their rare
Yep.
opportunity to let loose and crunk out a little bit to some Blade and Echo 2K.
Yep.
Yeah.
The
I,
nerds getting crunk.
I you know, now that I think about it, this is kind of completely unrelated, but I do have an opportunity, somewhat at least, to go to a Death Grips concert. But I'm honestly
Really?
very nervous to do so because, like, that might be like an intense concert, bro.
Yeah.
Like,
I would
but
bring
I don't.
some armor if you're going there.
I know it's in like Salt Lake City though. That's why I say I have an opportunity. Like technically, I could go out there, but that would be a definitely like a day trip. Spend a lot of money on that, which might be worth it. But what I was also gonna say is someone that went to the Charlie XCX concert with me went to a Drain Gang show in like New York,
Oh,
and he met Echo 2K or something like that, which was pretty cool. Like after the show,
dang.
he was wearing a shirt, so like yeah, you missed out, bro.
I did.
Actually, maybe you didn't though, because like I heard that some of their concerts were 21 and up, so you may have been kicked out at the door for
Bro,
being.
imagine I paid tickets and they're just like, no, you're not old enough.
Yeah, Peyton was really like upset about. You Do you know who Spelling is? You're gonna be like no,
No.
but Spelling kind of she dropped an album that Anthony Fantano gave a 10 out of 10. That's like I guess her claim to fame. But she came to Boise, but at a 21 and up venue, and Peyton really likes Spelling, and she couldn't go because it was 21 and up, and she was just like enraged.
She didn't buy tickets though, right?
Yeah, she didn't. She figured out it
Okay.
was 21 and up, but she was generally considering going to Salt Lake because the Salt Lake wasn't 21 and up.
Dang.
But yeah, crap, bro. I had this like perfect transition, but I forgot. Here's my perfect transition now. Connor, talk about Beach House.
Okay. um so beach house I went with three other friends. It was pretty cool. At first I thought I might have made a mistake because the opener came out and
Mm-hmm.
one of my friends goes, "Is that Beach House?" And I was like, "Oh God, I came with the wrong people." And it was the opener was just this one girl like playing a harp, like super like melodic, slow melodic. And I was like, "No,
Sounds
that's
cool.
not Beach House at all. It's only one person." It was a cool opener though. And then
Mm-hmm.
Beach House came out and it was fun and everything. Apparently, one of my friends like passed out and I didn't.
Damn.
I wasn't even there, but she like they were going to get water, and I guess she just like fell down, and then some guy like picked her up, and yeah, I always forget that that happens, and then she'll just be like, yeah, I passed out at that concert. I don't even know why, but it
Yeah,
just happened.
you're just engulfed with the atmosphere that you don't even care, bro.
Yeah, but
Like as
yeah, that
long.
concert was really good. We were really close to the stage, which isn't
Mm-hmm.
like as important for a beach house concert, but it was really cool because of all the lights and everything. Like we were just right up there, and you saw it all perfect. Also, when we
Yeah.
were going there, it was pouring out, and there were a bunch of people like in the parking garage, and so like I low key didn't look at the directions. I just started following all the people, and basically they were going to a different concert, so we took a wrong turn in the rain, and then we were like,
Oops.
wait a second, this is not the direction of the building. So then we had to like
Dang.
run back. It was funny, yeah. But
What were you? Was it an indoor venue or outdoor?
yeah, it was indoor.
Okay, that's good then.
Yeah.
W- Were you sitting or standing?
No, we were standing.
Oh dang, I thought it was a sitting concert for some reason. So it was like
There
at an
was
actual
like
like.
yeah, it was at an actual place, but there was like a sitting like section above us. Like you know how you said the
Mm-hmm.
knitting factory was two levels? It was like that,
Yeah.
but then above us there was like seats. Like at one
Yeah, that's
point
what.
I turned around and I saw all these people, like doubled the amount of people that were there. I was like, what the heck? I didn't realize. And they're all just up there just sitting down staring. It looked boring though, like
Yeah.
just sitting there.
There's also a balcony at the Knitting Factory in Boise, so I guess there's technically three levels.
Oh.
And there's not really like a lot of seats up there. It's like tables, so you could like eat food if you wanted, which is kind of weird. But yeah, beach house sounds cool. I wish I could have
Yeah, it was
gone.
really cool.
Seems like a
Yeah.
an ethereal experience.
It
Uh,
definitely enhanced like listening to the album now. Their newest album,
yeah,
Once Twice Melody, because I have all the visuals from the concert and like that vibe in general in my brain.
yeah,
Also, after the concert, like we walked out of the building and I was just talking to my friends, and then I noticed that there's just some guy and he's just standing there with his friend just talking and they're just looking at everyone come out. And I'm like, "Wait a second. That's Volksgeist, the YouTuber who makes music videos. Like not
yeah.
music videos, but videos about music." And I
Uh
went
huh.
up and I was actually a little bit starstruck. Like I didn't know what to say for a second. I was like, and then he's like, "You want to take a picture?" And I was like, "Oh yeah, sure." And like I just wanted to talk to him. I didn't even care about a picture to be honest. And then
Yeah.
like I don't even think I like let him like smile. Like I literally pulled my phone out, immediately took the picture and put it away. And I was like, yeah, I don't even remember what I said to him to be honest, but it's dope. I should find the picture. That could be the thumbnail.
Bro, that would be funny. Yeah. A similar, I guess, artist to Beach House. They're signed to the same label, which is something I just figured out yesterday. So like, I don't know why Beach House didn't come to Boise, which is Wise Blood is the concert I saw just like a couple weeks ago. It wasn't part of Tree Fort, but it was right by when Tree Fort was happening. So like, I'm always gonna
Oh,
merge
I
them
thought it was a
together.
part of it.
No, it wasn't. It was a separate occasion. But yeah,
Dang.
that was a pretty cool concert. I was front row. I got on the bar. There's a bar basically between the stage and the crowd, and I was on the bar. So like I was very close, which was a really cool experience. And I understand the hype of the bar now, because like
Yep.
the bar, you don't have to be moshing and stuff when you're on the bar, which is like kind of an upside because you don't have to like survive to be close, because you have the bar.
Yeah.
You just hold on to the bar and all you're fine. As long as you don't get like ripped off, you'll be fine. And you're
Yep.
not going to be getting ripped off of the bar at a Wise Blood concert, which
No.
yeah,
Bro,
which it was a really
imagine.
cool. It was a really cool concert. I think it kind of I think it's gonna have a similar effect on me as the Beach House did for you. I think I'm always gonna associate her albums with this concert, especially the new one because like she dressed in like the fit that she wears on the album cover
Oh,
for
yeah, that's
And in the
cool.
Darkness Hearts to Glow, and like in the last song she had like this weird chest piece, so it made it look like her heart was glowing like through her
Oh,
chest,
that's
which was really
crazy.
cool. Yeah, and there's just cool visuals. Just like she was I can't even like describe how great of like a vocalist she is. Like with Charlie XCX, you can like I guess it's because it's a more energetic concert and she's like dancing and stuff. Like you could definitely see like the difference between her like concert voice and her studio voice. But
Yeah.
like with Wise Blood, it almost sounds like identical to like how the songs sound. Like she's just that good of a singer. It's not just like auto tune carrying, which isn't that big
Yeah.
of a deal to me. But it was just cool to see like someone with like that good of a voice. And she was kind of geeking and trolling throughout the set list. Like in between like every song, she would just be like, "All right, guys, time to mosh pit." And if you know anything about her music, there's no moshing to be done at a Wise Blood concert.
That's
But
funny.
while she was performing, she had like a band behind her, all like real instruments. Just a really cool experience. Incredible performer. And I guess I have a funny story from that concert too. While I was on the bar, I think I've already told you this. I was on the bar, and I forget what song it is. I think it was "Movies," which is one of her best songs. It was one of the best songs I've ever seen performed live. Uh, she once like the beat drops because like it's a very like slow song for like probably the first 3 minutes, and then the beat drops and it becomes like really cinematic and epic. She pulls out like this bouquet of flowers and then runs and starts throwing them to the crowd. And I was recording a video at the time, and you can literally just see her throw the flower straight at my camera, and it hits the camera. And what's happening in real life is I have the camera like this, and I have my hand like this. I like catch it, and then the lady next to me, boom, hits my hand. I drop the flower, and I'm at the bar, right? So I have a fence in front of me. The flower's on the ground. I can't reach it because of the fence in front of me. And I'm like, what the hell? You just lost my flower. And she threw a second flower, which I didn't like record on video, and it hit my girlfriend in the head and then fell down behind her. And she turns around, tries to pick it up. 35-year-old man with like a full grown beard, like, snatches it out of her hand. And Peyton's like, what the hell? And
Bruh.
so now our only hope is that flower, like, by the fence, which is just out of reach because there's no way I can get it. Eventually, like 2 minutes later, a security guard comes by, picks it up, and then just gives it to people that weren't even close to the flower whatsoever. And
Bruh.
then that guy gets it and gives it to his girlfriend, and was like, "Damn, man, we really missed out. I could have had a flower from Wise Blood, but at least I got that crazy video of the flower literally hitting my camera. So at least there's that."
Yeah, that's funny.
Yeah, it was a cool concert though. I was a big fan of Wise Blood. Big fan. That might have been the best concert I went to on spring break because that's when Tree Fort was also. But there's definitely some contenders for better concerts. Okay, we have like 15 minutes.
Yeah, who'd
I
you see
guess
at Tree Fort?
yeah. Actually, let me preface this by saying shout out to University Pulse and Tree Fort themselves for saucing me up. I got free tickets to Tree Fort for
Oh,
just
really?
running this. Yeah, for running this mid podcast that you're listening to right now. Caused me
That's
to get
dope.
free festival tickets. So shout out to them. It was a really cool experience. I hope I can do it again next year, and I hope there's some more artists at Treefort next year too that I want to see because I think I lucked out because like usually when I see Treefort like artists, there's usually no one that I really like necessarily want to see, but there was like a couple artists that I definitely wanted to see. Like I would have gone to their concert without Treefort providing me tickets anyway, you know. And one of those
Yeah.
artists was Godspeed You, Black Emperor. If you know anything about their music, it's very cinematic, very long, very just, I don't even know. It's just not conventional. It's like, it's post rock. It's like Pink Floyd, but like, it's like, I guess a more like atmospheric and kind of just like no vocals version of Pink Floyd, somewhat at least,
Oh.
just because post rock and progressive rock are just like similar genres. I think like the difference between them is like progressive rock is like more like technical, and then post rock is more atmospheric or some crap like that. I don't know the difference between them that much, honestly. But Godspeed You comes to Boise, and I knew that I wanted to make sure I get a good seat, so I showed up pretty early to the Egyptian Theater, which is like a historic site in Boise. It's like a. Have you ever been to the Egyptian or no?
Um. Yeah, I have actually. I think I saw Indiana Jones there. It was really cool.
Yeah, it's a really cool venue. It's not like a concert venue per se. It's more of a like a opera house, I guess. So I was sitting down for this concert, but I showed up early so I could get a good seat. I got a vinyl. I was just all set, you know. I was perfect, and basically, apparently, so many people wanted to go to this concert that there was a line like around the entire block for people who just showed up late, and a lot of people didn't even get to get into the concert because there wasn't enough seats. So rest in peace to them. But basically,
Dang.
eventually, a guy sits next to me, and you can tell this guy's on something. You know, I think he was just drunk, but he was very drunk. You know, it was to a point of no return. And like
Dang.
while he's walking through the aisle, he steps on both of my shoes somehow. Like that's pretty impressive.
Bruh.
And then like he has his jacket, and I got a soda, you know, because I'm thirsty. His jacket almost knocks my soda out of the cup holder. I mean, yeah, his jacket, soda out of the cup holder, and he sits down. And he's stinky, bro. I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm not ready to deal with this guy, and I wasn't ready to deal with this guy because it only gets worse, bro. Like, so if you know anything about Godspeed, like I said, they have like 20-minute songs, very long songs, and they perform almost continuously throughout the entire concert. They only take like probably a minute break, like 3 minute breaks, I guess, between their songs. And there's like a lull, and they don't have any vocals. Like I said, it's all instruments. So I look to my right, and this guy's singing along. He's making
What
up
the
his own
heck?
lyric. He's making up his own lyrics, and it's loud too.
Bro.
And I'm like, "What are you doing?" But it didn't disturb me that much because this concert is loud. It's the loudest concert I've ever been to. There's something about the like Egyptian theater that just kept like making the sound even louder and louder with every instrument they played. So I wasn't minding it. But then a quiet part comes to the song. There's only like one instrument playing, and they're playing very somberly. And this guy next to me, I think he thinks the song is over, but it's just like a quiet lull. The music's only been playing for like 3 minutes at this point, and he just starts going. I'm like, okay, and they're like, oh damn, that's
Bro.
embarrassing. That's my first thought. Oh, he thought the song was over, but then he keeps going, and he keeps going, and he's clapping loud, very rhythmically, for 2 minutes. I kid you not, just
Bro,
clapping.
what?
And I just look over to him. I'm like, I didn't say anything. I was just trying to get into the mood of the music, so I didn't want to like start a beef with someone. But then the guy
Yeah.
to his left, who like somehow knew him, I don't know how he knew him, but he was like, "Bro, the song's still going." I don't know what he said to him, but he said something to him that just it just triggered something in his brain. The rest of the concert, he's just like this. If you're not on video, basically he
Bruh.
just he puts his head in it like between his knees, and he's just like he's in his feels, I guess, or maybe he's trying to feel the music. I don't know, but respect to him for stopping his shenanigans uh after the clapping incident, because then he didn't bother me for the rest of the concert. But bro, that he started off so bad, but then he just zoned out. But the concert was crazy, very, like I said, cinematic, just really cool visuals too. They had this old projector behind me, and like they played all this like weird trippy footage, and like it's like while the band is playing. And this was just like one of the most like, I don't know how to put it, like, you know how I said Wise Blood like said jokes between every one of her songs. She was very like personable with her audience. Godspeed
Yeah.
Emperor, the exact opposite. They get in, they get out, and they just like look like Batman the whole time. They're just like badass. They just play the music. It's just they absorb the atmosphere of what's going on. And
Uh-huh.
the projection behind us, I think it was like 35 millimeter or something. I'm not really a huge film buff, but I think it was 35 millimeter. And near the end of their set, I think the projection guy, like, he pulled out a lighter and started like slightly burning the film while it was playing. So you got this really cool like burning effect,
That's
which was really
crazy.
cool. Yeah, it was just a sick concert, and they played
How do you
Storm, which
know
is,
he burned it in real life? How do you know it wasn't just on the projector?
here's the thing, I don't know that, but the person in front of me before the concert was saying that that was gonna happen, and then it happened. So I'm just gonna guess that he
Oh.
was actually burning it. There's some huge like Godspeed nerds there. Like, I'm a pretty big Godspeed nerd, but not to the level of these people. There was this guy there that like, I think he thought he was part of the band. Like, literally. I know that sounds weird, but
What?
like, I think he went to like one of the shows in like Portland or something, and he somehow like learned the name of the merch person. And like, when he was getting merch, he was like, "Wait, I thought Josh did the merch." And like the lady, like, she just looked at him, just like blinking, just like, "Yeah, what are you on about?" And then like he started talking about how he's been collecting Godspeed vinyl for like forever, and like there was one that said there was only one copy left, and he was like saying like, "Yeah, I kind of want to get this because I don't have it on 180 grams, which is like the like weight of the vinyl or something like that." And I was like, "Yeah, you should make sure you get it because it's the last copy." That's what I said to him. He's like, "Yeah, but it's actually the first vinyl I ever bought." And then he just started going on about how he already owned that
Oh my
album. I was like,
gosh.
"Bro, you just said you wanted it, and I'm saying it's the last copy left."
The heck?
But yeah, yeah, it was a great concert though. It was just so loud. It was just like I almost teared up a couple times. Honestly, I didn't, but I almost did. I was feeling it.
I
I was feeling
didn't.
it. Yeah, I'm a man, bro. I don't tear up. I don't tear up at concerts. But yeah, it
Okay.
was an awesome concert. Uh, what's another Tree Fort event I went to? I guess I'll just talk about Tree Fort in general real quick. Tree Fort. They do the like main stage at Julia Davis Park, pretty iconic Boise Park. They have a main stage and they have like three stages at Julia Davis Park, and that's where like not all the big bands go to, but yeah, basically they just scour out all of downtown Boise for any open space. Like for instance, I saw Bryan Cranston and Aaron Paul, who are the actors from Breaking Bad. They just came and like served alcohol to people because they have like their own alcohol brand, so they're just making cocktails for people.
What the heck?
And they're doing that at an abandoned bus station, because Treefort, they just snatch up any available space they can get, and they'll turn it into like a concert slash beer serving place. I don't know, but I saw Aaron Paul. I got pretty close to Aaron Paul. Got a little pseudo selfie with him. He wasn't looking at the camera, but that doesn't matter. Uh, they're very energetic, fun people, I guess. I'm acting like I know them. I don't. I just saw them. I was a bit starstruck too. Uh, then another weird thing is they gave away free monsters if you were inside the like. There's like a free area of True Fort and then the paid area for like the concerts. If you're in the paid area, you'd get free Monster energy drinks, which is such a random thing. Like usually at things at
Yeah.
Julia Davis Park, they just make you pay for everything. You have to pay like $8 for like a freaking like glass of water. And it'll like you'll accident like it'll come in like a freaking tiny piece of paper cup, and you just accidentally crumple it when you grab it. It's just like everything's a scam there. It feels like from a food truck, and then they just give away free monsters. And I was like, okay, I'll take that. And like if I was downtown, I'd literally just walk into Julia Davis Park and just get a free monster. I was that much of a nerd.
Bruh.
And then
That's
that's what it's awesome. It's badass.
it's just so random. Like you just
I,
texted me, oh, they have free monster. And I'm like, what the heck? Well, like,
I was just
why
like
give
I
the
was just
crowd of monsters? I
I
don't
guess
get
to
it.
keep them up because they would go to like 3 a.m. and they're very late
Oh,
concerts, I guess. But I guess the last I guess big concert I went to some random people that I didn't know about whatsoever. But the last like big concert I went to wasn't really big. Was Mavi and 454 and Mike. I skipped Mike because he started at like midnight and I didn't want to stay out that late. But
bruh.
Mavi and 454, very good, very good. It's crazy to see Mavi, someone we put on our LNC freshman list of 2020. We put him on that list. It's crazy that he's performing here. He's a much bigger artist than he was when we first found him. It's cool to like find artists when they're small and watch them blow up. So it was cool
Yeah.
to see a concert with him. Uh, it kind of sucks. I feel like his music isn't really built for performance per se, because like he is very sad, introspective, not really danceable music. So he was definitely doing everything he could do as a performer to get the crowd involved, which was kind of cool to see. But also, I kind of felt bad for him because like just some music lends itself to performing better than others. Like you're not going to
Yeah.
be dancing to self love. But something cool he did for self love is, how the sample says, just because I love you. You know how the sample
Yeah.
like repeats throughout the song? He made the crowd like sing that as like the crowd was the sample in real
Oh,
life
that's cool.
while he rapped over it. It was a cool little gimmick he did. He was kind of feeling trolly like Wise Blood did. First thing he does is like, you guys like my outfit, and he's wearing like this head to toe like weird like print of like jean jacket material. I don't know.
The
It was
heck?
kind of a cool fit. But I think 454 was definitely my favorite performance of the night. I'm not even huge into. I think it's 454 actually. I'm not even huge into 454's music. He was on Denzel Curry's album. He also produced for Playboy Cardi, but he has a very it's like it's almost like a hyper pop version of like Playboy Cardi. I don't want to say hyper pop, but he's just like very fast paced music, very just like his albums are literally called fast tracks, and he has like this Mario Kart aesthetic. He's just very fast with like this baby voice, delivery and flow, and I think that type of music, on the other hand, lends itself perfectly to performing. He doesn't even have to do much. As long as there's 808s and hi hats playing, people are gonna start dancing. And it
Yeah.
got pretty crazy. uh, it just turned into a complete mosh pit. Like it started off pretty like tame. I remember I FaceTimed you during the concert.
Oh, yeah.
Like that's when it was pretty tame. And then like two songs later, something just happened inside the crowd and just complete mosh. Just like People were pushing each other. I was just holding on to Peyton so like someone wouldn't break us up and she just gets like kidnapped or something. But we're just dancing, going crazy. Just like it was so much fun, honestly. And then just some guy just randomly he just hops onto the stage, just this random guy, and just stage dives. It was crazy, and he started crowd surfing of this random 454 concert. I guarantee you, half the people never even heard a 454 song in their life. And
Yeah.
that's not to like diss them. I'm just saying like his music is just it's infectious and fun when it's performed, and it was a very fun concert. So yeah, shout
Bro, it
out
was so
454.
dope. I was just editing thumbnails, and then you just
Yeah,
FaceTime me, and I get to watch a concert remotely. It was pretty
yeah.
cool.
Except my audio is so bad though.
Yeah,
There's so
it was.
basically my case. I don't think there's like a single hole in my case. So like the mic doesn't work properly because of that, and it just anytime I touch my case, it just sounds like I just dropped my phone from like 500 feet.
Imagine
So
having a
like
case, bro. What a nerd.
that's honest. How's your phone not just decimated at this point? I dropped my phone so much.
I'm just, I'm smart.
Yeah, shout out Treefort. Shout out University Pulse. Shout out Preston
Yeah. You think I
for
could
for
get tickets if I fly out?
maybe next year. Yeah, you might because you're not a student though, but you're also technically a producer. So like I feel like you'd be fine if you flew out for Treefort next year. But I don't know if that connection will happen next year. Like it's not a guarantee. I hope it does. I really
Yeah,
do.
hopefully.
Yeah, bro. It was so scary though because like you get this wristband, right? And like once you tighten the wristband, you can't untighten it. And
Oh,
I kept just fidgeting with it and I kept accidentally tightening it more and more and more. I was like, I'm gonna start cutting off my blood circulation if I'm not careful. Then because if you cut off your thing, you can't get into the events anymore. But at the same
yep.
time, they barely check. Like when I walk through the gates, like I just go like this, they're like, you're good. So like I could literally just like probably wear like any bracelet and they would probably just say I'm good.
Yeah.
Not so yeah, Tree Fort. It's a cool event. It's just cool. It's more than just music too. You can see like movies. You can meet Bryan Cranston and Aaron Paul. Like I said, you can do yoga. You can do VR.
What the heck?
There's just like all these things. It's just a
Bro,
complete
Boise's
like
such a cool place.
yeah. It's cool. Shout out Tree Fort and shout out Luke and Connor.
Yep. Shout out to gang.
Bro, this
Shout out
light
to
above me.
Volksgeist.
This light above me just makes me look so white. I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that I ain't so white because I am so white. I'm very white in character and skin. But like this light does
Character.
something. Like this shirt is
Yeah.
pink that I'm wearing right now, for reference.
Oh, what the
The
heck?
shirt the shirt is pink and it looks white.
Yeah.
Because look, it's my Igor shirt. Or I guess this is golf, but it's my Igor shirt. Tyler the Creator
Nice.
drops tonight, and yeah, thanks for
Wait,
listening. I
did
hope.
you just say he drops tonight?
Yeah, he does. He drops a deluxe album tonight.
Oh,
And
okay. Okay. Yeah, that's right.
the estate
Just
sale.
tripped me out. Yeah.
But it's honestly like an album. It seems like because like it's at least like 10 tracks, I think. So yeah.
Bro, what if that's all he drops this year? I'm low key scared because usually like he'll drop like a kind of half album on the even years and
Hmm.
then a full album on the odd years. Like he did like the album for like the Grinch, and then he did Cherry Bomb instrumentals, and those were on years in between the full albums. So
Yeah.
he's on track to drop a full album this year, but now he's doing like a half album. So I'm scared.
I feel like it's kind of a bait and switch. Like I feel like it's gonna be marketed as a half album, but I feel like it's gonna have the content of a full album. We'll see though, because
I hope
like
so.
it's gonna be like a decently long deluxe. Like it's gonna be like a double album basically. So
Oh,
yeah,
that's
it
dope
has to
then.
be. I guess we'll see tonight. Because like, what if half of it is just like remixes? Then that's lame. But
Yeah.
if it's all new material, then that's cool. Vince
Yeah.
Staples and ASAP Rocky are features.
I hope he like develops more on the story of the album and it's not like the same stuff, just
Okay,
more details.
this is my last little tangent. Did you see the music
Okay.
video? Sorry, not sorry.
That's the
That
one
is
with
that's
all the different. Yeah, I saw.
that's the most symbolic thing ever, bro. Because at the end, there's like this naked Tyler beating up the "Call Me If You Get
Yeah,
Lost" Tyler the Creator, like beating him up, throws his hat. You know what that means?
yeah.
End of an era. It's the end of the "Call Me If You Get Lost" era, and I'm guessing
True. Yeah,
that's gonna be the last song on the deluxe. So like, hopefully that means more a new album. Because
yeah,
like, imagine if this is like the content of an entire album, and then he also drops an album. That would be the luckiest thing ever. But like, I'm
yeah,
not gonna complain if it's just the deluxe, as long as it's not just like half remixes, you know.
yeah.
All right, so
That's like
yeah,
the best way to announce an album, bro. Like hidden in so
yeah,
much symbolism. That's really cool.
yeah. He's an innovator. He's a creator.
Yeah. Well, thanks for listening, guys. We'll see you next week talking about some other stuff.